Hello, in this video we are going to see what is NGINX and reverse proxy. What is NGINX? NGINX is a web server which will serve as static files like HTML, CSS and JavaScripts, and it sits in front of your backend apps or APIs and works as a reverse proxy. What is reverse proxy? Reverse proxy is a server sits in front of your backend apps or APIs and reroute the request to your servers. The backend may be anything like .NET, Java, or Node.js. Any technology will be there as in a backend, but the upfront of this backend, Nginx will be served the request. So Nginx will act as a proxy server. What are the things is there in Nginx? Routing will be there, load balancer will be there, HTTPS SSL termination will be there. You can manipulate the headers. We will see this in action. First, we have to go to the Nginx server and download the Nginx. After download, we will have to extract the Nginx folder. It will consist like this: Nginx exe and other folders. So goes to the config folder and open the config file in VS Code. Once you open this, you can see the section called HTTP here. Inside that we have section named server. Here the server is listening to the port 8080 and the server name must be localhost. That means whenever the request comes under localhost 8080, the server Nginx will serve the request. How? Using these two location sections. First location section will route to the slash, and the next one will be route to the slash react. How it will route? When you are giving a request with localhost colon 8080, it goes here. When you give a location request to the localhost colon 8080 with the slash react, it goes here. The proxy path will be the directive which will configure against the backend servers. Here I am using the backend server, where the backend server will have the two servers. That means the single application is hosted in the two different servers for load balancer. One is hosted at 4200, another one is hosted at the 4201. So we are handling three application, one at 3000 port, one at 4200, one at 4201. One is showing the React app, another one is showing the Angular app. Both Angular app will have a different server 1 and server 2. That's it. This is section under the HTTP. Now you see that in the browser. Before go to the browser, we have to start the Nginx server. So to start the server is start Nginx. Now it's already running, so I am stopping the server. Nginx -s stop stop. It will stop the server. So now we have to start the server. Start NGINX. It is started the Nginx server. Now you go to the web browser and see the request. Localhost HTTP HTTP colon localhost colon 8080. If you give the request here, it will goes to the server which is hosted application at 4200. See the server 1. So the localhost colon 8080 slash is goes in this section proxy pass what we configure the backend servers. Now if we hit the slash react, it goes to the different backend app. See the different backend app is react app. So this is the concept called routing. Now the next concept is called load balancer. How we can give the load balancer? Here we configure it as backend server, right? This is the name of the upstream. That means instead of configure it as localhost 4200 here, I'm configuring it under the load balancer upstream and give the any name with hyphen and configure the servers. Any server, I am configured two servers, one with localhost 2000 with weightage 1, another one is localhost colon 4201 weightage 1. I configure both servers and give the name of the upstream here in the proxy directive. That's it. The load balancer is configured. Now the load balancer what we are given here can be tested under the HTTPS. This is HTTP and server is configured and monitoring in the 8080. Now we will see the SSL termination and HTTPS. How we can do under the section called server, HTTPS server, the server name will be localhost and it listen under the port 443 SSL. What we need here, we need to configure the certificate and private key. SSL certificate and SSL certificate key should be configured. For this, we will use the tool called OpenSSL. Using the OpenSSL, we will have a command to create both of the thing. I will share you the command in the description where you can get the information. After run the command in the command prompt, we will get the both the things and copy the both the files and paste it inside the NGINX set folder. We create a folder called cert and paste here. Okay, after pasted we just iterate from our config folder to the parent folder dot slash cert folder and give the certificate name here. Now in the HTTP we configure two routing slash react and slash, right? The same section we have configured both here for HTTPS also. So now here in the proxy pass I am given the backend servers. You can see the server, right? This backend server have two servers where the load balance is done. Now we will see that in the browser https colon slash slash localhost. Before doing that, we change the config, right? So we will do the nginx-s reload. If you reload, the configuration file will be reloaded after the changes. See, now if we refresh using the https colon slash slash localhost, it goes to the server 2. The request goes to server 2. If you refresh again, it goes to the server 1 because it's load balanced now. How you know it is HTTPS? If you go here and see the certificate details, you can see the certificate details here. This is created by OpenSSL. See, the load balance is done and HTTP is done, SSL termination is also done, and routing is also done. Now, one more point is we can set the headers in the NGINX. Here we are setting the headers like connection, upgrade, and the host. So, what are the things that can be done in the NGINX? Routing, load balancing, HTTP or SSL termination, and manipulate the headers. These four things can be done in the NGINX, and it acts as a reverse proxy. And I will give you the link in the description for this configuration and other tutorial details for the NGINX and also the command for OpenSSL. If you like this video, like it, comment it and share it. Thanks guys.